नहीं वो हाँ वही कह रहा हूँ ना कि जब डिस्पोज ऑफ होगा तो फिर वो सिर्फ स्टे पे ही होगा या फिर डिस्पोज ऑफ टाइम पार्ट पे भी हो जाएगा। क्योंकि वो लोग तो वो
Windows Phone. That was a thing. It failed pretty hard, but not for lack of effort. Microsoft started pushing them in 2010 and finally gave up about 4 years ago, but they really wanted to make it work. And honestly, Windows Mobile is actually pretty darn cool. It did a lot of things right that were eventually stolen by Android and iOS, and for good reason. Hey, how's it going? I'm Josh from 91 Tech, and this is the Lumia 950 XL. It was probably the second best Windows phone ever made, right behind the HP Elite X3, which is still somehow super overpriced, so that's why I bought this one. But today, we are going to use a Windows phone all these years later. This should be fun.
बात ये खैर ये तो एक अलग इशू है। चलो ठीक है, ओके चलो ठीक है।
First,
मैं
before
आपको
we get
ना
into
वो
the
इसकी
quirks
मुझे
and
जब
features
आपको
of
मिल
Windows
जाता है
Mobile,
तो मुझे
we
इसकी
should
कॉपी
probably
व्हाट्सएप
talk
कर
about the
दीजिएगा।
hardware. Again, this is the Lumia
अच्छा वो आपके
950
पास एक
XL.
स्टे
It is
और
about
पहला भी
the,
पेंडिंग है,
say,
मैंने आज भी वैसे
general
ही
consensus number 2 for Windows
आ गया
phones ever.
मिल गया
The
आपको?
hardware isn't amazing anymore, but for 2015, it was pretty much flagship status. It has a Snapdragon 810 processor, 3 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigabytes internal storage. These are pretty legit numbers and would make for a really good phone if it wasn't for the fact that this is plastic. Kind of goes against the whole flagship market that Microsoft was gearing this towards, so I'm not sure what's with that. But there actually is a couple benefits to the plastic. The first and best benefit of this is that the back is removable, and here's the inside of the phone. So yes, there's painter's tape, I'll explain why. But yeah, you have access to the battery, as well as a SIM card, and actually micro SD down here, which is really nice, and I wish more phones still had that. But yes, there's painter's tape here, and the only reason for that was because before when I first got it, the tree was rattling inside, and it just didn't quite fit properly, so I just taped it down, and now it doesn't rattle anymore. So it might look dumb, but it worked. Another benefit of plastic is that it is wirelessly charging capable. That wasn't super common for 2015, and so it's nice to have here. It also has USB-C, weirdly enough. Not a lot of phones from 2015, including Samsung, had USB-C, so huge props to Microsoft for that. The AMOLED display is also pretty good at a resolution of 2560 by 1440. Colors are vibrant, blacks are black. It's a nice screen. It also has an always-on display. I'm not sure if a lot of Androids had that around 2015, but iPhones still don't even have always-on displays, and not all Androids have it, so regardless, cool feature. This phone isn't small by any means, with a 5.7-inch display, as well as some thick black bezels on the top and bottom to go with it. There were a lot of complaints in original reviews that the phone was uncomfortable to hold due to sharp edges, and honestly, yeah, I kind of agree with that. This really isn't the most comfortable phone I've ever used. It's not pleasant feeling, but I mean, I guess that is a matter of opinion, and it's something I'm sure I can live with. The battery seems to be good for the little bit that I've used it. It's 3,340 milliamp hours, which is okay, respectable, and it's been lasting me fine. Speakers on this phone are absolute garbage. Some of the worst I've ever heard on any smartphone. Not because they were good. There is a headphone jack at the top of the phone at least, so hey, that's nice. Of course, it should go without saying, but because you can literally take the plastic back off, this phone is not water resistant, so if you drop it in the toilet, well, good luck. Now what this phone has that Samsung tried to do for years is iris scanning. Samsung ultimately gave up iris scanning as it just wasn't very good, but this phone does try to implement it, and I mean, they do implement it, just really poorly. Almost every single time, it's faster for me to put in my passcode, like it's still trying here, like